Hello, Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Risings, and Gemini Venus. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. My name's Annie, and I'm going to read your tarot cards. Let's start you off with an oracle card. As always, Gemini, these are general messages. Not everything I say will resonate with every single one of you out there, so come into that knowing that, or coming into this reading knowing that. Come in with an open heart, with an open mind. Please release anything that doesn't resonate with you or doesn't serve you. Interesting. You got two new ones. I love it. So just starting off with some general advice, general oracle cards, some affirmations that maybe you need to hear. Get back to nature and reconnect to your hippie roots. I like that one. So spring has sprung, depending on where you are, I suppose, in the world. But yeah, the spring equinox, right? Change of the seasons. We're in Aries season, which is all about the start, the initiator, the action, finding motivation again. So there's more of a, I guess you could say lighthearted energy, but more of a drive, feeling sort of empowered to go and do that thing that maybe you've been putting on the back burner, or to start that thing, or just kind of have a new fresh perspective on life. And for a lot of my Geminis, it sounds like that may start with a good walk in the woods or reconnecting to nature, right? It's also very spiritually calming too. So if you can, just going out barefoot and, getting your feet in the dirt, in the sand, in the grass, wherever, it really does connect you to nature, and it helps to anchor your energy if you are having some sort of anxiety or stress, or just kind of need to unplug for a bit. I highly recommend that. And then the second card says, change one thing today. Start small. All right, let's do it. So let's hop into the tarot. I feel like it drives me nuts personally when I watch channels and people over-explain the oracle cards, so I try really hard not to do that. Like, what else do I need to tell you? Start small. Make a small change today, right? I'm going to let you take that and see where it serves you in your life. So, anyway. Some of you are really good illustrators or cartoonists or just drawing, sketching. Some of you may end up delving more into that skill or talent or hobby. If that's something you do professionally, it could be that new work comes your way. Some of you may be specifically, especially with this whole nature card, some of you may be specifically focusing on landscaping. What I really meant is landscape portraits or even photography. But the way I said it, landscaping, maybe you're just working on your property. Maybe you're going to get a job doing that. Maybe that's significant of, I don't know, something about that might be coming in for you. It's a message, a confirmation for some. A lot of illustrating, designing, and drawing physically by hand. It's not so much graphic design. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing you literally with like erasers and like brushing things off. And I suppose it could be writing too, but if so, you're writing like in ink. It's not on text or anything. Wow, this is cool. I really like that. For some reason, I'm sort of getting the idea of pregnancy, the idea of child, and adding one to the family, adding to a legacy. So if that doesn't make sense for you in your life right now, Gemini, this may have to do with someone in your family or a very close friend. There could be news of pregnancy. There could even be planning of a baby shower, in which case it seems like it's going to be outside. I'm seeing like very kind of like festive decor, but it is very feminine. So it seems like it has like a vibe to it that it could be a birthday, right? I mean, maybe this is a prediction of your birthday months, which isn't too far away, a couple months down the road. If not that, you may be attending a baby shower or attending some sort of celebration that is very family oriented. And it is about a younger female. Or a mother, right? If it's like a maternity labor thing, it could be like your niece or some young female in your life is graduating, or there's something about celebrating females and a lot of accomplishment and being surrounded by their tribe. So this could certainly be you too, right, Gemini? This may have to do with an accomplishment in your life. Tell me a little bit more about this. You got a really good reading last week about like a gift coming to you, so I'm by no means trying to make this the same message, but I do feel like this might be connected. So if you are curious to check out that other reading, by all means, I will try and link it after the video. Some of you feel like you've outgrown your shell, for lack of a better term, especially gems who have Cancer in their chart, maybe your cuspy. It's looking around, and I don't even want to say dissatisfied, because I think for some of you that's almost over That's too harsh of a word. I think there's a huge connection to family here where you do really value, whether it's your chosen family or by blood, there's something very lovely that you appreciate, but I think some of my Geminis are starting to wonder, but what else is out there for me? So some of you may be establishing roots on your own. You may be, if you've always lived sort of under the wing of mom and dad or sister, brother, whoever, you may be taking that scary step where it's almost like this parent is training their child and showing them the way and how to do it, and it feels like you're at a point where there's going to be a transition where you're on your own, and it's not bad. I don't think it's like the idea of, okay, well, for some of you it could be like your parents are cutting you off in terms of like, okay, you need to get a job now, or the opposite. I mean, you could be the parent doing this for your child. There's something about you are at a stage in life where it's ready to transform. And what I'm getting is you've been taught a lot of things. You've been shown how to do a lot of things. You're very skilled. You're very knowledgeable. And I think you're a little bit, you may be feeling a little bit shaky on your feet because you're about to do something for the first time that you've never done on your own, but you may actually have years or months of practice doing it. I think this is going to be a big leap. It's going to be a big step, but you can do it. This is very exciting because this is essentially welcoming in a new chapter where all those, I almost want to say all those seeds that have been planted, all that time and effort that you've studied, this could be a graduation or something, right? They're starting to spring up from the ground. You reap the reward of all this time and effort you put into something. But I am getting there's something about you have to do it alone. And it doesn't mean people are going to abandon you. It doesn't mean you're never going to see anybody, right? Of course, that's silly. Of course, that's not the message. But whatever this is, I think there's a lot of contemplation. Like, am I ready? Can I do this? You may be moving to your first place. You may be buying your first car. It could be something like you're making a very big purchase, but it's all coming from your own bank account. And you're like, oh my God, like I've never bought a house before. Like this is a huge deal, right? It could be something like that. I think universe is more or less saying you're ready for this. And I think it's very common for there to be a little bit of insecurity or doubt. But I think when you assess that, you're going to recognize that's just sort of your shadow side. That's your fear creeping up. Like, I don't know, are we ready for this? And the other side of you is very much like, yes, we're ready for this. I'm really getting kind of like this idea of liberation, of freedom, of no longer being under the tutelage or the rulership or the guidance of a mentor. I don't think this is like a malefic or someone who has bad intentions. I think someone was holding your hand through a process, and rightfully so if you were just a child, but this could even be inheriting the family business and you're like, oh my gosh, can I do this alone? There is some doubt here, but I'm being called to say you can absolutely do this. Maybe that's what this is saying. Change one thing today. Start small. So rather than overwhelming yourself with this anxiety or fear of all that's going to come to you with this beautiful inheritance or whatever this next chapter is, a piece at a time, I think you're going to start to realize that the pros outweigh the cons far and away, but it's just taking that scary new step. Get back to nature and reconnect to your hippie roots. I don't know why it says hippie roots, but I'll go with it, sure. I think that is, in a sense, it's like you need to calm your anxiety about this. Essentially, if this is a gift that has been, offered to you by the universe or even, through, flesh and blood, you have to understand there's a reason why this is coming to you. And for a lot of you, it's because you truly have earned it. It feels like you've been putting a lot of foresight into this. And so this is similar to the reading I did for Leo, but it's almost like when it comes to you start questioning, it's almost like this is something you've been working to manifest for so long, and when it arrives, you're like, wait a minute, am I ready for this? Because it's been such a long time coming. And I think that's important to know when you're manifesting. If you're manifesting something like it's never actually going to come to you, which I think by default sometimes we don't do that consciously, but when we build this thing up to be something that is unreachable or untangible, sometimes we question it, like if we deserve it when it actually does come in. Like, I don't ever want to overhype my readings, but like between last week's reading and this week, Gemini, you are in a very transformative period. So this is essentially like the butterfly who's about to emerge from the cocoon. You've been in there long enough, so like it's time to spread your wings. It's time to grow. It's time to fly. It's time to get comfortable in this new position, in this new role, in this new outfit, right? It's like you're the butterfly. It's going to be weird at first because now you have wings. Like, do you understand what I mean in metaphor? There is something different about it. And again, ease yourself in. One small change change at a time, because this could potentially be stressful if you are hit with a lot of new situations. So allow yourself patience. Give yourself, I want to say give yourself the benefit of the doubt, but time to adapt. I think that's really what's going to help your anxiety or whatever this is. And I actually don't even have any of like the 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords cards, but you are Gemini, so you are ruled by that air energy. So I am sensing that the only person doubting your abilities right now is you. Like the universe, even your mentor, your teacher, your parent, whoever is sort of pushing you along, they believe in you. They know you are ready for this like 10 times over. It's you who's just like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready. One way to find out, right? No risk, no reward. I'm excited about this for you. It has like a really cool vibe about it. Yeah, this is a huge blessing. And I don't want to say huge blessing. This is an opportunity that could make you very happy and allow you to feel very fulfilled in life. So whatever that is for you, this could be a job offer. This could be, again, something new that you are building and constructing on your own for the first time. It could be a multitude of things. For some of you, I suppose it could be a proposal or an offer to maybe start a family. In fact, okay, so if some of you are already pregnant, I actually think that your baby, this isn't a bad message, so I hope I'm phrasing it correctly. I don't do fear-based readings, but your baby might be slightly premature. It may come a little bit earlier than you were expecting. It's almost like it's all bundled up in the cocoon, and then it's like, you have a certain date or timeline expected, and essentially it's like, oh, it's here. So that, if it's not a baby, right, that could be a metaphor, right? The idea of giving birth to something comes into creation earlier than you thought it would. And I think that's part of what's jarring you too, because I find it funny that you're not shocked to receive this, but there is something about questioning, am I ready for it? And you've been building towards this. You've been working towards this for a very long time, so I'm sort of confused about why, now that it's real, are you kind of like you're having second guess, or you're second guessing yourself, you're doubting yourself. I think that's the metaphor too, because you have been planning for this. You have been thinking about what life would be like, so then when the opportunity comes, I get it. I get it. I think you need to do what's best for you, right? Always value your own intuition above a tarot reading or a tarot reader, but I think this is a really good opportunity for you, Gemini. Look how amazing this new start is. The Fool. This is about taking a leap of faith. This is hope springs eternal. This is something that's going to make you feel very excited. It's like a breath of fresh air. There may even be something funny about this, or something kind of silly or unusual. I say that because the Fool is very much tied to the planet Uranus. I know, that's funny in itself. But that planet by default is kind of different. It has a different rotation. It has a different axis. It is symbolically related to things that are very innovative and unique and different and quirky. And so I don't know exactly what that is. Are you getting a job at some sort of startup company that does things differently? But there's an element of humor in this for some of you. So I don't know if you're stand-up comic, or that it could even be that, like maybe you've been writing material for weeks or months or years, and all of a sudden someone's like, so we have an open mic night and we're looking to fill slots. Do you want to come? And you're just like, but yes, you do want to, because this is what you've been working towards. So don't shy away from opportunity. This is really good, Gemini. This is really beautiful. It's going to make you happy. It's going to make you very, very happy. I like that. All right, let's give you one more message. I'm not sure if this is romantic. It could be. There's no reason why it couldn't be, but I have to be honest that it felt more like an opportunity in your career or your social life, or I don't know. Maybe the two go hand in hand though. If it is romantic in terms of zodiac signs, what I see here is Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries, though Aries could also be a timestamp of when this comes into you. We are officially in Aries season. Queen of Wands, you're a power player. Okay, here we go. Let's get one new message for Gemini, and then we'll wrap it up. One more thing. Anything else coming into Gemini? What can they look forward to, or what should they be prepared for? Any insightful, positive words of wisdom I can, thank you, give to Gemini? All right, so the Four of Pentacles. Don't be afraid to leave the comfort zone behind. As safe, familiar as your current situation is, doesn't mean it's bad. It has absolutely served you, but you have to understand this was a platform. This was a foundation. You were never meant to build it and stay there. You were meant to continue to grow. So a lot of you, I think you are resisting change. I think it's more comfortable to stay in stagnancy. And I'm not even saying that you're actively choosing that. I think when it comes down to the decision, there's a part of you that's like, am I ready? But I think with a little time, you're going to take that risk because I think you know it's worth it in the long run. Yeah, this is so great. This is so interesting. So there's definitely something about maternal energy here, or mother-daughter, or even if it's like student-professor, there's something about a very strong bond with females. And I am willing to say the idea of a mentorship or teaching or passing on some sort of gift or skill. I'm hearing the word legacy. And maybe it's an inheritance. I don't really know. You're having the same symbolism, I don't know how else to say it, come up here. Young girl, middle-aged woman, however you want to say it. The teacher versus the student, again, with very feminine energy. You have the same thing here, Queen of Cups and Page of Cups. It is inheriting some sort of skill or gift or talent that you learned from someone before you. A lot of you, it seems like this is really beautiful, but it is more of a spiritual message if you're open to that. I mean, I would argue this is all spiritual messages, but this in particular, like this could be sensitive, so I'm trying to approach it that way. If you lost someone in your life, it's almost like you inherited some sort of, I don't know if it's like psychic ability or something that, it's more like mediumship or something, someone who's just in tune with the earth and the stars and the planets. You may have inherited that from somebody or acquired something that is very significant in your family and your roots. And it's like you are honoring this person's legacy by helping to live out that dream or use that thing or that skill, if that makes sense. Family is coming up here very strong. And look, you have 10 of Cups and 9 of Cups. Holy cannoli, Gemini. So yeah, what else do I need to say to convince you? This looks really good. And so I will even say, because this is literally shown as a bride and groom, even if you are interested in the same sex, this feels like it could be a proposal for something very big. Joint bank accounts, moving in together, getting engaged, wedding planning, adding a baby or a child to the mix. There's a lot of shifts in a family dynamic. And the part of it, again, I understand it scares you or it intimidates you, but I think in time, if you sort of get out of your own way, get out of your own head, and I say that with kindness, you're going to start to see the forest from the trees, and I think you're going to realize this is a huge opportunity, and I don't want to miss out. I said something really similar to Capricorn. I think it was Capricorn. And essentially I was saying there's an opportunity that comes and you can choose to decline it. That's fine. I kind of believe that in a sense, if it truly is your destiny, it will come back around again. But why wouldn't you want to take advantage of that, right? When opportunity knocks, you best open the door. I said the same thing to Capricorn. And the reason I think I'm repeating it here is because some of you may be feeling this unspoken pressure being put on you to live out to other people's expectations or live out the dreams or fulfill the wishes of parents, generational type stuff. And I understand that. I'm not here to say yay or nay other than it is your life and nobody is accountable and responsible for the decisions in your life other than you. So I would hate for you guys to look back and feel like you missed out on what could be a really beautiful opportunity because you felt uncomfortable with the idea of detaching from someone who you love very much. And it could be the opposite. It could be that you're attaching even more so, and that's kind of giving you a little bit of trepidation or fear. I don't know what to say other than your cards look glorious. I really hope if this resonates with my Geminis that you guys hop on this, because it looks like you are on your way to not only something that is very pleasing and gives you a sense of purpose and pleasure and exciting, but it continues to grow throughout the years. There is an element of legacy and family and establishing roots, that solid hardy oak tree that continues to grow and provide shade for, generations and families to come. Some of you may be working in something involving ancestry or historical records or preservation, something with history museums or even old scrapbooks, old photographs, something like that. There's an old-timey-ness to this. Anyway, Gemini, thanks for joining me on my channel today. I hope you got something out of this. Please do remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Smash the like button. That really does help me a lot. It's going to help my channel to grow, and it lets YouTube know that you guys like these videos and want to see more of them. So if that's the case, smash the like button. Other than that, I will see you next Thursday for more tarot. Bye, Gemini.